Right, so this is Move It Coaches Team Call, May 6th. Tonight we are going to be talking about forming, talking more specifically about how to form. Just a heads up though, if for some reason the meeting gets cut off, don't worry, it's because there's a severe thunderstorm or severe weather warning. So if we lose connection, that's why. Yay! So before we get into the topic of our call, just want to go over some announcements. In case you haven't heard, the challenge packs for this month that are on sale are Insanity Max, which is 180, and then Body Beast, which is 140, Hio, which is 140, and then the Ultimate Reset, which is 275. The Pio and the Reset were actually extended from last month. And then Beachbody On Demand has a couple new purchased releases, which means if you purchase the program, you can access it on demand. And that would be Body Beast, Insanity Max 30, and P90. So we had some, I don't know if you guys saw this in the Coach Club, but we had some great points for Success Club. Let me switch to screen share. Hold on. Sorry, I don't know why I can never find that button. Can you guys see my screen? Thumbs up? Okay. I forgot to download this image. So for April, we had Michelle had 3 points, Celeste had 2, Sonia had 1 point, Jenna had 3 points, Kelly had 5, Shelly 1, Debbie 2, Lynn had 4, and Kevin had 2 points. So all very good results. Great momentum building, which is awesome. I always love seeing that. Also, the announcement for Coach. Sorry. I think I lost my slideshow. Darn it. Let's see. There we go. So for Success Club, to qualify for Summit, the Success Club party, you have to get 10 Success Club points this month and next month, but you also have to have a total of 25 points combined, which means really focus on inviting the next couple months. I know you can do this. If I can hit Success Club 10 with my crazy life, you guys can do it too with your crazy lives. So let's all try and make that an effort, because I'm going. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going, and I would love to see you guys there. And then also you can qualify for a call with Bo Eason, who is the a major help with story developing for personal development. The guys, I think he was at the men's conference and talked at the men's conference, if I'm not mistaken. So the guys, Kevin and Chris, can tell you more about that. But if you hit Success Club 5 this month or in June and have 10 points over both months, you will win a call with Bo Eason, which would be pretty fantastic. He can definitely help you, with your story, things of that nature. Hold on one second. Sorry, I just want to make sure I was not missing anything in the chat. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about forming and forming relationships. Well, this is important because forming relationships is what builds that bond, builds customers for life, coaches for life. It helps you get to know how to help your customers better, build that trust as well. And we talked a little bit last week about forming people through challenge groups. But, you know, you don't have to just form people through Facebook. You can also form them in person. You can talk to people in person, get to know them. You can do it through Facebook Messenger as you're going through and starting conversations and inviting. Sometimes it's hard to think about what to start a conversation with someone about, especially if it's someone you don't really know or have any previous relationship. Hey, how are you? How's your life been? Your Facebook feed looks great. You know, it's kind of hard to start that up. So we're going to talk a little bit about what form means and how to apply that as you're having conversations with people. So the first letter in form is for family. Some questions you can ask people as you're talking to them. Are you married? If yes, for how long? What's your spouse's name? Do you have any children? If yes, what ages? Names? Brothers and sisters? If yes, how many? Are they older or younger? Are you close to them? Where did you grow up? These are all, oops, I skipped a slide. These are all great things to ask someone. And in turn, you find things that you're related with. If someone's married, you're married too. Maybe you guys have been married for the same amount of time. I met someone yesterday who, my hairdresser, the person that cut my hair, she was married the day before me. Her anniversary is the day before me, but 2 years prior. So we're both kind of in that same boat of newlyweds. Her husband's gone a lot on travel, more so than Chris is or was. You know, if you have children around the same ages, you know, one of my coworkers has a 3-year-old, and we call them the honey badgers because they're just a mind of their own. They don't care. They just do what they want. And it's a way that we can kind of connect and sympathize with each other. So those are all good things, you know, you ask people about, you relate to people with, and that kind of builds that, oh, okay, yeah, cool, I like you. Sometimes people are a little guarded at first, especially when talking about family, but that's okay. You know, as you talk about yourself and find things you can relate with, that'll break down those walls and make it a little easier. O is for occupation. Ask people what they do for their living, what they like about it, what they don't. These are questions that will help lead you into conversations about coaching. If not right in the beginning, down the road. You know, as you're commiserating, you can say, yeah, you know, I like my job, but what I really love is coaching. What I really love is helping people get fit. You know, I can't wait to be able to do that full time. R, recreation. What do you like to do for fun? How often do you get to do this? Do you have any hobbies? If yes, what are they? What do you do when you're not working? So again, this is just all conversation starters as you talk to people. You know, the conversation will turn back on you if they're interested in getting to know you. And you can talk about what you like to do. And it doesn't have to be all Beachbody stuff. It could be, oh, I like to scrapbook. I really like to work out. I'm trying to lose some weight. You know, you can do anything that makes you unique. I love to hike, you know, whatever it is that you love to do, talk about it. Find things in common with people you're talking to. And then the big M, message. Deliver your message here. After you've chatted with them and you've gotten to know them and you feel like you have a good rapport with them, talk about your message. And your message doesn't have to necessarily be signing up as a coach or buying Shakeology or even a challenge pack. It could be a free challenge. It could be just, hey, you know, you said you might want to work out or that you need help working out. Feel free to come over and work out with me. I'd love to have you. Anything like that. Or meet for coffee. Or sorry, not coffee, hot chocolate. I was thinking of Tara Carr, who started part of her or building momentum in her business by meeting people for coffee. Hot chocolate, meet for hot chocolate if you're not a coffee drinker. Anything you want to accomplish that's beneficial for both parties. It could be that they want to learn how to make extra money, and you can tell them about that opportunity as well. You know, you can ask them if you can be straightforward and say, hey, are you interested in getting into shape and earning extra money at the same time? You know, you can, I mean, skies are the limit, really. These are just samples of what you can talk about. But you can talk to them about anything. Anything that gets you a connection, builds that relationship with them, is going to help you take that relationship to the next phase. And then GEM personality test. Now, I usually do these in my challenge groups. And I love doing these with my coaches and with challengers because it really helps me get to know their personality type and who they are. I'll upload the document for that into the Move It Coaches group, so you guys can refer to that. But it's really an amazing tool to know how to relate your message given their personality. If someone is an emerald personality, which they're very statistic driven and very thrifty with their money, I'm not going to try and sign them up for the most expensive challenge pack and, you know, just say, hey, come join my challenge, this is fun. What I'm going to want to do with an emerald personality is I'm going to want to express the value that they're going to get, that they're going to get a great deal. I will specifically cater the challenge pack to their needs, and talk to them on a logical level. Now, if I have someone that's more like me, that's a sapphire, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I have so much fun doing these challenge groups. This workout's a blast. I get such a great sweat and I burn so many calories. I feel great for the day. I have so much energy. That's the kind of personality a sapphire likes. Like, they're very fun. They like everything fun. They like shiny things. And they're usually pretty easy to pick up on because they're the ones that, you know, seem to be very social. Them and rubies. So that's just kind of an example of how I would talk to a couple different personalities. It's not changing yourself, but it's catering your responses to them. You know, Pearl, who's very cause driven, I would definitely do it more for make sure you know your why and get that in line, and, you know, do it for that. So I love doing that just because it helps me so much know who I'm working with, what is I'm going to be able to accomplish with my approach, catering it towards their personality. Emeralds definitely will want a discount, so you will want to make sure they know that they're getting the best price possible on what they're doing. So I know it's kind of short tonight, really short, sorry guys. I was expecting this to be longer, but forming is really the heart of the situation. If you can't form people through your challenge groups or in person, it will be harder to build a business and have people want to follow you. So with that said, I'll go ahead and you guys can unmute your mics and ask if you have, or ask any questions if you have them, or give feedback.
I think it's all great. I mean, I use a combination of that in when I try and talk to people. I mean, because what's it? Feel, felt, found. Did you say that?
No, I didn't talk about that in here, but yes, I haven't.
Yeah. It's a great tool because you're trying to make that personal one-on-one connection with people, and that makes it so, you know, like Kevin knows, if it's personal, it's universal. Sorry. But yeah, making that connection using those things would be great.
And you guys all know what feel, felt, found is, right? And how to do that. Okay. Well, there we go. Now we know what to talk about. So feel, felt, found. as you're forming people, you know, they're going to talk about things that they don't like about their job or whatever. Or, you know, we'll just talk about fitness because that's what we mainly talk to people about. But then they say, oh yeah, I don't have time to work out no matter what I do. I'm so tired at the end of the day, and there's no way I'm going to wake up a half hour early to work out. You relate your experience with that. You say like, oh, I totally understand how you feel. I used to feel the same way. I used to say, there's no way I'm going to wake up early. I already wake up at 5:30. Why am I going to wake up at 5? Or I totally know how it is. You know, you get home from work, you get the kids fed, you get them in bed, and the last thing you want to do is work out. But what I found is that if I do those simple things, if I make myself a priority, if I make sure I work out every day, I feel better, I have more energy, and suddenly waking up early or staying up late isn't such a burden. I look forward to doing it because I have the energy to do it. And it was hard at first, but it's worth it. So you see what I did? I kind of empathized with them. I understood what they were going through, and then I shared my experience and how I found a solution to it. I solved the problem and kind of took away their objection.
Yeah, I've learned that same thing. Phil Felt found is very effective with people. I got two-part question.
Okay.
I got a lot of people that are following me a little, and some are following me every day, things like that. So I got some of them I have their phone numbers, some of them I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So do you contact people like with a PM, personal message? And what would you say to them? You know, a lot of these people are former work associates. I don't know their families real well. Maybe some of them I know better than others.
Yeah.
Kind of just a big smattering of different people I know.
So if it's someone,
what's your best approach? Because some of my approaches I've used have been effective. Some of them have, and I don't know if it's their personality or what.
It's most of it will be their personality. It will be I always say it's not you, it's them. Either they're not ready for it, or they, don't know how to take it, or you don't have that relationship yet with them. So if it's someone it's a little easier. You can private message them and just say, hey, I saw that you've been following my posts. Are you interested in anything that I've been posting about? Are you interested in changing up your routine? A huge part of it is knowing them and knowing what they're doing. Like if they're already going to the gym, I would say, are you interested in switching up your routine? How are you liking going to the gym? Talk about them, ask about them, and see what they say. If they say, oh, I love going to the gym, then, they may not be interested in changing their fitness routine. And then you say, that's so awesome. If you ever, need anything, I've started coaching, more than happy to help you. I've learned that nutrition is a huge part of it. Or how's your nutrition? Do you like, where you're at with that? People you don't know, same thing. Hey, I noticed you've been following my posts. Do you have any questions? Are you interested at all in fitness or getting healthy? And see what the response is. The main thing is to just do it. And it's a numbers game. It really is a numbers game. The more people you touch, just with message or whatever, the better your chances are that you're going to get feedback. You're going to get a response that's positive.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's a numbers game. And
yeah.
I've been, after men's conference, I'm still fired up, but I've been dabbling too much. I've been picking and choosing who I talk to too much. I've been too picky.
Yeah.
I need to stop that mentality and just talk to everybody and stop worrying about who it is and who I think's more of a candidate to be a prospect or not. I think that's one of my problems I've been facing. I've been dabbling way too much.
That's true, because you never know who's going to be interested. I do always suggest starting with your hot market, and that's your family and friends, because they're going to be the people that are most likely going to want to support your endeavors and support what you're doing. And with that, you can do the hot market invites, which should be in the Move It Coaches group. From there, you expand to your warm market, which would be people that you're already friends with on Facebook, people that you interact with at work, things like that, acquaintances. And then from there, it's your cold market.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I'm kind of the same way, Kevin. I feel like I get really nervous about talking to people, and I pick and choose who I want to talk to. But I keep thinking back to, I think it's Tara Carr that's in the Push to Diamond group that was posting last week, I think. And she always says how she was not really into it at first because she already thought she was healthy because healthy people go to the gym, and she goes to the gym all the time. And, she did this, that, and the other. And then she was told about Shakeology and about Beachbody and everything, and totally changed her point of view on what healthy was. And so, like, when I go through my friends list or whatever, and I see all these really skinny and healthy people, I'm like, they're not going to want to do it. They're already skinny. They're already healthy. But then I'm like, but wait a second. Tara was the same way, and then look at where she is now. So I have to keep reminding myself, you never know. Even though they're skinny and healthy, they still might be looking for something else that's better. So
That's so true. Very true. I had one customer, she runs marathons, and she buys Shakeology every month just because it's a healthy food that she doesn't have to think about. She can just take it and not think about it. And that was a relationship that she joined one of my free challenges. And after doing a couple of those, she decided that she wanted to try Shakeology. And so, yeah, you never know. And actually, those are the people that are going to appreciate it the most, is those that want it for its health components. And those are going to be people that are already healthy. So, even runners, so yeah, there was something else I was going to say too, and I totally.
Don't you think runners would have an advantage? The ones that like to go half marathons and marathons. Don't you think it'd be an advantage for them to do something like Insanity or T25 to give them more endurance and strength?
Yes, actually, for runners, I even suggest strength training, because your endurance, you have to have the muscle to support those long runs. And I know that from personal experience. I'm not a runner by any means, but when I do dabble in it, I have more endurance than, a 32-year-old does, because I strength train. I'm talking about a specific friend where I can run longer than her, because I have that muscle foundation. So if they are already doing cardio, I would honestly suggest a strength training program for someone who's a runner. Or if they need something, it all depends on their needs. If they need something where, if they don't like to run out in the snow and they need something in the winter, then you want to suggest an all-around program that'll give them both cardio and strength training versus just strength training.
Something like P90X.
P90X would be good.
Body beat.
But if, like I said, depending on their need, strength training, yeah, P90X, Body Beast are very good. Females, Chalene Extreme, 21-Day Fix. 21-Day Fix would be a good cardio strength training one. Yeah, just based on what they need.
Yeah.
So
That's been pushing me to the limit.
what has?
21-Day Fix Extreme.
Oh,
Holy,
hard.
holy moly.
Yeah. I burnt out. I had to switch. It was just, yeah.
The thing I think with that is that it's programs designed to cut you before a competition. And I don't think a lot of people see that. I mean, it's good, but a lot of people don't, yeah, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll just mute myself.
Well, what he's talking about is, let's put it this way. You know, I messaged him because he commented on my post. He thought I was quitting 21 Day Fix Extreme. I'm like, no, I've done 2 rounds of it and I'm just, you know, burnt out. It's not for me. And he goes, yeah, I totally get that. You know, I could only do 2 rounds of it as well. The moves are just so extreme. It's really hard to do that consistently. And I'm like, okay, well, if David says that, then I'm good. So, you know, yeah, it's really based on the individual and what their interests are. You know, I'm not going to sell a runner, you know, something that's not going to interest them. Sometimes a lot of runners, they want to like stretch out too. So even PIO is a great program for someone like that. You know, it's all based on what they feel they need. You don't want to sell them something that they don't think they need, because then they're either 1, not going to do it, or 2, just not going to even bother buying it.
Yeah.
So
And they're not happy with it.
They won't be happy. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm ready to do another challenge. I'm almost done with my 14 faves.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting I'm starting to get people saying that they're following it. I mean, I see people watching and they're actually starting to say, I did this one, I nailed it. So I need to come up with another challenge. To got some suggestions, because I'm wrapping up and I don't have any good ideas.
Well, you know, as you know, we just finished the Truth or Dare challenge. That was actually shorter. I would say you could even do that for a little bit longer than what I did. But that was a good engagement one. People were responding a lot to it. It went better than I expected it to. I just did that on a whim. I was like, hey, let's try this. Think of something. But if that's not something you want to do, think of something that's you. It doesn't have to even be fitness related. It could just be, you know, you're a domestic violence advocate. You could do a self-care challenge, you know, helping women do things daily. That's actually a good idea. If you don't do that, I'm going to do it. Dang. Sorry, that was pretty good. No, anyway, so you could do like daily tips on taking care of yourself. You know, say a huge part of your fitness journey was learning how to take care of yourself and, you know, put yourself first. And I'm going to share my daily tips a daily tip on how I did that, run it for 2 weeks and do a whole array, do the whole gamut. You can do 1 week is taking care of your health. 1 week is taking care of your emotional well-being. 1 week is taking care of your spiritual. Yeah, there's a lot of different options you can do with that.
1 week of taking care of health, 1 week of taking care of emotional well-being.
Mm-hmm. Spiritual. And that, you know, you have to be careful. I would just do that based on your customer,
Right.
You know, your market. Most people.
And 1 week of nutrition, because that's one that everybody wants.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And definitely nutrition, focusing on, you know, drinking enough water, eating enough fiber, eliminating caffeine, things like that.
One thing that I think I might do is I've been really interested in like learning how to, I don't quite know how to say it, but like I posted a cookbook that I got 2 days ago on my timeline, and it's called, well, here, look, I'll show you. I have it right here. It's The Art of Baking Naturally with Yeast. And
I've got that book too.
You have it?
I do.
So I've been reading it, and we actually had a Relief Society activity on it last week, and I wanted to learn stuff about it forever because it talks about, I'm for one just living more self-reliantly, but just being healthier all around and everything. And so I want to learn more about that kind of stuff so that I can start sharing more about that kind of stuff instead of just always beach body, beach body, beach body. I want to be more about how these foods are like benefiting us and helping us be more healthy and stuff like that.
The whole health, whole body, spirit, health approach.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
what the problem with that, Celeste?
Hold on, I can't hear you. Let me plug my headphones in. Hold on.
That's what I had to do. For whatever reason, Lynn and Kevin, you guys are so quiet.
We are. We're soft spoken. Sorry, we both have very soft voices. Yeah. Yeah, we're always saying what to each other. What? My problem, Celeste, is I cannot keep my mother alive, the natural yeast alive. So if you can figure out how to keep it alive, let me know, because I keep killing mine.
I think I killed mine. I got to start last Thursday, and I think I killed it. But there's a girl in my ward who gave me the start, and I'm going to figure out what she's doing to keep it alive because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I killed mine too.
Well, and in the book it says how you can get a new start from the writers of the book. But I think that's a good thing to talk about because there's some interesting facts about natural yeast versus the quick rising yeast and how they're seeing health problems, a lot of gluten intolerance is based on the use of natural or the
quick rising.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
I think that people would like to hear about that. So
Yeah.
Good point.
So
Right.
another good book too I started reading is the 21-day hormone reset, and I'm going to probably start sharing a lot of tips from that. It talks about resetting your system through not complete elimination, but eliminating certain things for a certain period of time to reset the certain hormone associated with it. For me, I think that's been my problem because I know I have cortisol issues. My stomach, just no matter what I do, it goes up and down depending on the day and the stress. So I definitely agree with that. You guys can even do a challenge group based on that book, share tips on, you can even start a group, whatever. It doesn't, like you said, it doesn't have to be beach body, beach body, beach body. It's all about helping people and helping them, giving value to them and building that trust. Like It Starts with Diamond group, one of the coaches was talking about you're not just a beach body coach, you're also, you have other hobbies and interests, whether it's scrapbooking or sewing or being a mom. And she had us post like all what we think we are, and building trust in those other areas with people, starting a conversation around that. I mean, I did a post after that about being a blended family and how difficult it is. Not that I'm an expert in it by any means, but sharing my experience of that, what's worked for us, what hasn't worked for us, that allows, because a lot of people out there are blended families, and it allows people to feel open. I had someone immediately after that post message me and say, I'm going to talk to you about my problems. Now, she has a very completely different lifestyle than me, but the fact that she feels that she can reach out to me and talk to me about her issues with her partner, that's nice. That's amazing. And that, can turn into other things from there. So
one thing that I learned from that same post that you were talking about was to not just like make it a broad thing, but to dig deeper into it. So instead of saying, my other hobbies are my family and scrapbooking, like dig deeper into it and what it is about your family that you're passionate about. Like Jenny, like being a blended family, that's more specific. Or scrapbooking, I don't know what's more specific about that, but because I don't scrapbook. But digging deeper into those things and figuring out what is more specific so you can show more passion and attract more people.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely. I mean, and even just, I don't know. It always surprises me that I post a picture of myself standing in front of a symphony in a dress that I just bought, and I had like the highest amount of likes and the highest amount of comments in a long time. Just me in a dress, and it just goes to show if that's the kind of thing that people relate to and want to connect with, or just, hey, make up a funny story of how we met on Facebook. Now, if I'm smart, what I would do is I would, post an invite tonight, and then that would have it up in everyone's news feeds, but then watch it like tank.
You got a lot of people on that one. I did the same thing, and I had like 3 people comment on it. So I'm like,
well, okay, and that's where I would say, look at your amount of friends you have on your list compared to the amount of friends I have on mine.
How many do you have?
I have like over 1,500. Yeah. So, but what struck me as funny is that a lot of them were about fitness related stuff or anti-fitness. Like, you build that reputation with people. They expect it from you. So, if you only have a few hundred people as friends, you guys need to expand more, because that's your audience.
My question is, why all the nudity ones then?
What?
In my past life, no.
Look, I wasn't naked in the shower today, okay? It was just for the picture.
No, she's talking about my post, and of course it didn't help.
I know.
My husband on there goes, "Oh, we met in the strip club, but you didn't like that I was trying to give you ones." So of course,
No.
the husband says that. Oh yeah, the husband says that, so why not? I was surprised. There was one guy who's like a couple years younger than me, and we grew up together, and we never really talked, and he's like, "Oh, we kissed in the closet after playing Spin the Bottle." I'm like, "What?" So,
Yeah, it was pretty funny to read those responses.
I know. But that's what kind of engages people and gets people interested. And then, I had no intent. I didn't even see on there where it says I'm going to cut people off my list, but I had no intention of deleting people, but it was just a good engagement thing to get people talking and relating. And it was good for me to see, put feelers out, like, okay, who knows me? Who knows, do I have that reputation? And it was good, eye-opening. So.
Well, can I get back to something that Lynn said about getting more friends on Facebook? You know how it has a little tracker of people who you may know? I've been going through consistently every day, and I have a requisite. It has to be a minimum of 3 people. There's like 3. I have 3 mutual friends, so that way they're more than likely to accept my friend request. And every day I try and friend request at least 5 people. Now I've gotten to the point where it's just a bunch of fitness chicks. I don't know. I showed Jenny this a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But that's not my market.
I know.
But I'm continuing. Go through that, even if it's just like oh, I vaguely know him, or check who their mutual friends are real quick. But either way, I have a minimum of 3 people that if they're mutual friends with 3 people, I friend request them, because they're more than likely to be able to accept your friend request. So you don't get that, hey, you've been friend requesting a bunch of people, you need to get, you're banned from Facebook. And that way you're increasing your market. And, what's it going to hurt? I mean, you're not losing anything if 3 out of 5 say yes.
So my follow-up question for you is, are you messaging those people when you friend request them?
No.
Why not?
I've been, because that's what I'm going to get to. I mean, I haven't. I don't know. I mean,
last week we talked about that. We talked about inviting through Facebook friend requests and in sending a message as opposed to just friend requesting them. So you get the conversation going and get your feeds up, your posts up on their feeds.
Yeah, well, my thing, I was going to go back through and do the tarot, or no, who was it? Was it Brigitte? Start at A and work my way through, but, I guess I should be doing that. Sorry. It won't happen again.
No, I think it's great that you're actually like friend requesting. That's awesome. Yeah, I will admit until recently I was not the greatest at doing that. I just click, 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 and the private message is definitely the way to get the Facebook feed notice, whatever.
I have a question.
Sure.
If you like somebody's post, does that help your post get seen in their feeds, or do you have to actually like comment or send them a message?
It does. But anything you can do to interact with them on a more personal level is better. Like I wouldn't go through and just like, find something to comment about.
There's like some people, like I've been trying to do the start with a, and message and comment on people's stuff, but there's some people that don't post very often. And so I'm like,
yeah, those people, they're probably not on Facebook that often, but it doesn't hurt to shoot them a message, say, hey, how have you been? I noticed that, well, you couldn't say you noticed something on their Facebook, but if it's someone you can say, hey,
you all done?
I realized I haven't talked to you in a while and would love to catch up with you sometime.
Good.
That's a very non.
All right, come here. Give me a hug so you can go to bed, okay?
Give mommy a hug and give this.
Okay. You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh.
All we heard was you and Jakey.
Oh, sorry. He was trying to show me that he had brushed his teeth, and so smell my breath. So.
Did you hear me, Celeste?
No.
parts of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yes, liking we were talking about messaging people who haven't been on Facebook that often, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just shoot them a message, if it's someone hey, haven't talked to you in a while, let's catch up, or, you obviously wouldn't comment on something that they posted a year ago, or, mention that in a message, but just, hey, how have you been? Been thinking about you.
Hi, Daddy.
Would love to catch up with you, kind of thing. So, is this?
Yeah, well, one thing I was just thinking about is, you're liking their stuff will get you in their feeds more. Your comments will get you into their feeds more. But also, do it. 5 likes. Try and do like a set of 5s. 5 likes, 5 comments, 5 invites, 5 messages. If you do that, I mean, really, how long does it take you? A minute? Well, not maybe a minute a person to do that kind of stuff, or well, probably even less than that, because I could probably do that in like 5 minutes to 20 different people. I just, basically conversation starter. I'll cut and paste it and say, hey man, it's been a while. How you doing? Just cut and paste that in a bunch of different people's messages. Or, and then just go through and, like stuff. I mean, it won't take that long, and you start getting more into their feeds, and you're going to see more traction. I mean, I'm finally starting to see a lot of traction, and people who wouldn't like my pictures before are now like every day they're liking my stuff, But those you got to watch for those people, because those are the ones that you're going to, I guess they're your warmer market, because like one guy I'm trying to talk to right now, the only reason why I'm talking to him, his last name's Smith, but he's been liking my posts every day, so you got to look for those things. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else?
No, that's all.
So are these private?
Run some ideas past you later.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Anything else, Celeste?
I'm good.
Awesome. Hey, short call wound up being an hour. We Woohoo! No, but it's all very good questions, all about inviting and that's the crux of our business. So I guess for you guys, I would challenge you to this week add more Facebook friends and start more conversations with people, whether it's in person or private messaging. Okay. All right. Awesome. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.